Hi. Now in the first part we're given this iterative equation x subscript n plus 1 equals 2 divided by x subscript n all squared plus 2, and the first approximation x0 is equal to 2.5, and we've got to work out x1, x2, x3 and x4. Now to do this there is a quick way that you can do this on the calculator, but I'll show you that at the end. But basically, just to get an appreciation of what's going on, if you're not familiar with this, what we do is to get x1 we basically set n equal to 0, and when n is 0 that gives us x0 plus 1, so that would be x1, so we'd therefore have x1, that's a subscript, equals 2 over, now n is 0, so we're going to have x0 all squared plus the 2 on the end here. And what is x0? Well, it's 2.5, so we can think of this as 2 divided by 2.5 squared plus 2. And if you work that out in your calculator, you'll find that you get 2.32. Now if I wanted to get x2, then I need to basically set n equal to 1. When n is 1 we get x1 add 1, in other words x2, so we'd have x2 would equal 2 divided by n, remember, was 1, so that's x1 squared, and then plus 2. So if you stick your value of x1 into this, you'll find that you'll get that approximation x2 to be 2 divided by 2.32 squared plus 2. And again, if you work that out on your calculator, you should find you get 2.37158, and so on. Remember, it said where appropriate give your answers to 3 decimal places. Well, this is definitely appropriate, so 2.372 to 3 decimal places. Now I could go on and do exactly the same to get x3. I just said n equals 2, and I'd have x3 equals 2 over x2 all squared plus 2, and so on, but it's quite long-winded. And I did say that there was a quicker way of doing this, and it's this way. What you can do is, if you've got a scientific calculator with a button called ANS, short for answer, on, then you can use this method. What you do basically is to, we'll just put here by calculator, okay, just so we've got a subtitle here. By calculator, what you've got to do first of all is essentially type your first approximation into the calculator, 2.5. So just enter 2.5 on your calculator and then press the equals button. Let's get rid of this answer, okay? Now that means that the answer at the moment in your calculator is 2.5. Now what I want you to do next is just type in this iterative formula here as 2 divided by, now in this value here is essentially going to be 2.5 first of all, but we've called this the answer, ANS. So if you press the answer button on your calculator at that point, you should see in your screen you've just got 2 divided by ans. Okay, we need to square this, so press the square button, and then we need to add 2. Now if you press equals after this, you should find that on your screen you get the next approximation, 2.32. So that gives you x1. Now if you press equals again, you should find you get 2.37158, and so on. So instead of having to keep writing all of this in every time. All you've got to do is keep pressing equals. Now if you press equals again, it will give you x3, and you should find that's 2.35559 and so on. Cos theta. And if you press equals again, the quadrant method, you should get x4, which is 2.36034 and so on. So I hope you get that idea. So just to finish this off, x3 turns out to 3 decimal places to be 2.356. Okay, that'll be this one here, 2.356 to 3 decimal places. And finally, x4 turns out to be 2.360 to 3 decimal places. Okay, so hope you've got that, and that brings us to the end of the first part now of this question.